Well, I'm actually going to do something of substance today. How about that then? This is a rust removal optic laser that I bought from China early on in the year, around February. I did 5 minutes experiment with it and then parted it up like I could do so many other things. I mean, it's got wheels on it. Anything with wheels, rock bottom driver likes to park up. It's the rules. So you have to fill these motherfuckers, excuse me French, bollocks, you have to fill these bastards with distilled water. So we're just going to boat loads when we've got loads anyway, because that's what kind of a spaz I am. I've even got a distillery here because I make nutrients on site, but I went and bought some from the shop. That's what kind of guy you're dealing with here. So we're going to fill it up with fresh distilled water. We're going to move all the cars around because you have to move every car around to make this happen. And you'll see this here with this lovely spade holding the bonnet up. This is a Capri. I've featured a video on this before. Long story short, I was doing this and there used to be a load of us working here, and we used to do this kind of stuff for fun. This was nowhere near as bad as this. This was a daily driver that I used for a solid year. I had the idea of, all the panels wasn't gone then. I had the idea of just painting the engine bay up. I used to like painting the engine bays up mint in bags of shit and having a mint looking engine bay and engine, but a shite car. I just love that look. So I set about doing that, and then the guys that was involved with me, oh my god, one of them who was working with me, daughter got murdered. I kid you not, his daughter got murdered. And then the other two lads that worked with me, they ended up committing suicide. Now this is a long time ago now, and this is over a series of years, but that's how this came to be just left and abandoned. Because it used to be like 4 or 5 of us working, then it was just me on my own. And it also happened as I started 3 other businesses. So I've been busy and had no time for this. So this is, I'm trying to make, I need a video of substance where I actually do something. So what I'm going to do is, this was jazzed back about 5 years ago. I think it was about 2019 this, so 6 years ago. What we're going to do, we're going to push it in there, we're going to get the laser fired up, we're going to strip this down, and we're going to do this entire engine bay with the laser, which you need to bear in mind, I've never really used before except for a quick test. And then I'm going to get this painted up, even though the rest of the car is shocking, and I can get an engine sat in this bay, because this bay needs next to no welding, maybe over in this corner, but the rest of it looks pretty good. We'll find out when we start blowing holes in it with a laser. But like then the body, that body's got the usual Capri rot everywhere. You think, why are you going to put an engine in it when it's like that? Because space, basically. If it's got an engine in, you can move it round and drive it about, and I can weld these bits with an engine in. It's not going to make no odds, so that's why. And then there's my other Saxo I've been telling you all about. It's not been on here really on YouTube. This is a VTR one, turbo converted. Exhaust used to come out there, and it had the cheap filter on it, one of them mushroom filters, and it caved in on itself, took the blades out on the turbo and sent them into the intake, and they found a way in the engine, and they've scored cylinder number 3's badly scored. So that's got the head off. That's also down this end because this is where I work. That's going to have the motor ripped out, and I've got a replacement to go. So that's what we're looking at. Plus I'm still fannying around with the beamer I keep telling you about. I'm going to pull the turbo off that this week, drill out, I've explained this before, it's got a turbo in the arse end of it, and it runs on its own oil supply. The problem we're having is we're burning pumps out trying to send oil through the restrictor on the turbo. So we're going to drill the restrictor out on the turbo, and then we're going to use a fuck all weight oil. So we're going to use the lightest oil that we can find, and I'm going to try and use like a decent high flow with a low pressure, as opposed to the opposite way round, a low flow but with a high pressure. It's a Chinese turbo. I reckon you'll shorten the life of it at best, at worst, sorry. You'll shorten the life of it. I don't think it's going to wreck. I actually know a guy who had a friend that put a turbo on a car, and he just blocked the drain off on the bottom of it, and he filled the cartridge up in the middle with oil and put a bolt in the top, and it ran like that for years. So yeah, that's what we'll be doing with that. So yeah, this is the beginning of this. I'm going to get moving everything round now. Right, I've had to re-familiarise myself with the machine. So you need, get that focusing, you need 0.2 MPa. Just beyond 0.2 MPa. I had used this regulator. Oh, 0.2 MPa is 29 psi. About the same for spray painting. Well, that's what this is all set up for. Spray painting my airline and compressor. The compressor's back there through all those doors. So I have a regulator all the way back there. So I've just set that. And then you get a little bit of drop because of the length of the line. So I've just got it all dialed in perfect. You have to let it warm it up now. I've drained through the drain. Had 8 litres of distilled water in it, but it's been there since February. Now that comes through these pipes and cools the laser. But it can get contaminated, that's why you need to use distilled. So even though it only got used for 10 minutes, I've drained that off and filled it up with fresh deionized water. And then I just pushed the car in the doorway, we're going to work on it. And I've quickly cleaned the engine bay out, nothing mad. I ain't even got the airline and blew all the loose shit out or anything. I want to give this laser a fair test here to see what it can do. So yeah, there we go. Shovels in place, laughing. So we'll have a go at it in a minute. We'll let that warm up. We'll have a go. And then the plan is tonight to just angle it in there. Put it in that space. Pack all this away. Everything's out in the yard now. Everything's set up to work this week on cars when I get time. And I just keep bobbing away with this. But I've got loads of engines to go for this. So I'll just grab one, chuck it in the cunt, and get it moving under its own steam again. Because it's sat since 2019 now. So it's sat 6 years. So yeah, that happens when you have this many cars, this much family, this much business. This happens. Wow. Man, I need short work of that. And that's just took it back to the paint there. It's not even took the paint off, but the paint's perfect. What the fuck? And then there, I did a few more passes down to the metal. Hot though, obviously. I've got to watch for wires and stuff. You can change the power of the laser here. We're running at 1000 watt at the minute. This is, I forget what power rating this one is. 2000 watts. It's only running at half power. Let's try running it 3/4. 1500. Nope, that ain't right, is it? Oh shit. Because I changed the scan speed, bollocks. That scan speed should be. Should have turned it back to normal. Okay. did take it to bare metal. Put a bit of marks in before where it changes the scan speed, but we have metal there. I just think for painting right at the end, you might want to run your old sander over it, you might want to run your DA over it just to make everything right. But to just get the shit off, I mean, that's great. If we were welding, that's fantastic. Anyway, let's do a bit with it. Right, I'm going to pack up now because I've got some stuff to do here, some processes for making fertiliser, so I'm going to have to pack up and go do that. But that's metal. You're looking at the metal there. I had half an hour. It's really smooth. These patterns, you have to set the frequency of the wave. Look. Let's have a look at that. So you see these settings, it takes some fiddling about with. I've got some parameters at the top that I've keyed in. I'm still learning with it. But like I was getting there then, I just don't, it's got the interior in and I just don't want to set it on fire. It's pointless telling me I got the wrong health and safety shit on and all that too, because don't listen to anyone, so you've got no chance, you're just wasting your breath. I'm still here, meter, 46, still here, been doing shit like this my whole life. And when I'm not here, that'll be okay, because I don't want to wake up and do this every day. But anyway, that's metal. You're looking at the metal there. It puts, I mean, look, this is what we were looking at. It was all like this. But you're down in the metal there. Remember, it was sanded down and left outside since 2019. No protection on it, nothing. It's done quite a good job of getting it off that. Look at that. Off the what the fucking hell is it called? God, mine goes blank doing these videos. That cross member. Yeah, the engine cross member. I mean, that was caked in oil. Years of paint. It's been there for best part of 40 to 50 years. And look at it, it's brought it to metal. And that would be a bastard to get in with VA. Sold under there, under the wing. It's fetched all the paint off. That corner there is really rusty. See where the other got scene sealer in it before and hiding it, so it's all off there. A lot of this is just like a black soot that rubs off as well. So you see it's shiny metal there. So my plan is, it's something to do with the scan speed I'm using now. You're getting these lines. There's a way of speeding it up or slowing it down to change that pattern. I'll have a read up tonight. But I'll push it in there. I'm happy with that now. I mean, that with the sander, the problem is because it was all covered in oil and grease and shit. With a DA now, you'd have been at this for fucking days on end. Because every time you put the paper in the oil, congealed oil, obviously the paper's fucked within 1 second. So you're just constantly changing discs. So that was pretty easy. I'm going to have another go at it tomorrow. I would have had more time, but a pal of mine called me who I hadn't spoke to for a while. So I took a call from him to put the world to right and talk shit like we do. But yeah, I mean, I attacked the top of the gearbox too. The bell housing, just to see how it came up. It come up like new. It seems to work excellent on cast, and then it's cleaned the concrete floor. Can you see it? The pattern. That's where the overlap of the laser was running. And then here's some of the vaporised shit that come off of it. Just all over the floor. It was all blasting out there. Get some proper ventilation on tomorrow because it's a little smoky in here. I have got it all. I've got a head-fed mask I could just wear when you're doing this. and my air would come from 50 metres at the back that way, so it'd be sweet then. But yeah, I don't know, I'll show you tomorrow, but I'll run the DA over that very light tomorrow. I mean very light, and 2 or 3 passes, and that'll just be bare metal perfect. And if you know anything about painting, if you're a proper painter, obviously you know I'm not talking to you. If you've done any DIY painting in your garage, you'll know that you cannot beat getting it down to the bare metal, because you just put your primer on and it just looks $1 million. If you can paint, like if you can put paint on decent, I can put it on decent enough. So yeah, I think I'll tackle any bits of welding as well, like little patches and stuff. I might just cut the battery tray out, to be honest with you, but I could patch that up, I suppose, quick. Not worth getting another one. I would just fucking put a little patch across it. I like the way it brings out all the press markings. I like that. I really like that. Brings the detail back to the car. That detail hasn't been there for years. When I looked at that before, it was just wank. You see all the little see all the spot welds? See them all? The original spot welds from the factory. I even ran the laser. These are little plastic pipes everywhere, and brake pipes with fluid still in them, and I just dodged them, because you have a red dot, you have a red sight. But you can clearly see that's bare metal. It's just left a tiny little bit of remnant on there. If you run your hand on it, I know I've got a glove on, it is quite smooth. But I would just do a quick pass with the sander. I mean, I'll probably do that anyway, because I like to make, if I want to do something, I like to make a nice job of it. So I'm going to get this, in the legendary words of Gas Monkey Garage, I'm going to get this shine like a diamond in a goat's ass. And then just chuck an engine in it. I've got a decent engine for this. Chuck it in, and then we'll tackle it. I have to have a go of a body panel or an alloy or something like that and have a look. But so far, painted steel, it works well. Congealed oil steel, so anything caked in oil, it works well. Flaky paint and filler, it works well. It blasts out rust, it just fucking vaporizes. Cast metal, it does really good. So I might have a go of alloy, not them ones, because they're quite nice. I got some scrap pins around the corner. You can try them out. But that's all I'm doing today, because I've got to pack this little lot up now. It's quite complex packing it up. But let's just have a look where I can get it this week now. But I'm quite happy with that. All that inner wing, and all that side of the bulkhead. All that slam panel. All up that inner wing. You know, that's quite fast. And like I said, I didn't even blow it off with the airline. Nothing. It's just falling off. It's a lot. If I go around that tomorrow just with a wire brush, it'll just get rid of the loose shit that's sitting on the top now, and you'll see it's actually better than it looks. It's actually better than it looks. But yeah, what a blast! Literally, what guy grew up not wanting a laser? You know, it's funny in it as well, because they're called Capri lasers. Fucking hell, what are the chances? I don't think this one was a laser, you know. I'm trying to think what this one was. Yeah, but yeah, cool. Right, part the boss of the way. It's quite big, like a welder, to be honest. About the size of a big welder. And I brought all this kit here to film it. I fucking brought the wrong bastard tripod. I do photography, you see, and did astrophotography for a bit of fun. And I've brought that instead of bringing the one my phone goes on. So I've got this little. Let me just show you. I've got a well. This is what that was filmed on. This little pop-up thing that was filmed on that. But I dare say it's done the trick. So there you go. First half-hour session with the laser. I'm going to have a play with them settings. I'm going to work stuff out. But I did find that it's the user as well. So if you had the laser close, you really heated up the panel like hot. I kept touching it. You might have seen that. And it would just melt the gloves. You see them melted there in the end. So once I started, I was standing back about, what's this, 3-4 foot, red dot on it. Just do it like that, and it's 200 mil, I'd say, 20 centimeters the fan, and you just go across it. You can adjust all that. That's what I've got to work out. But I mean, I'm pretty happy with it, because that'll just save you shit tons of time. shit tons of time. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed that anyway. And I try and up my game a bit with the quality of these videos, because I know I'm shockingly shit, but I'm only doing it for a bit of fun. I get bored easy. I don't want to be a serious YouTuber or anything like that. I don't really care. I just love fucking about. And some people have enjoyed watching me fuck about. So I'll just do it a bit more. And we'll see where we get. Anyway, ta-ra. Catch you later.